How's it going? So, my name is Dylan, and this is DylanPickups. And let me turn this really weird volume down. So this is something that came in the shop yesterday. This is very cool. I have narrowed it down to either a 75 or a 76 Hofner model 176 Deluxe. This is a very, very unique instrument. Made in Germany. It is a bolt-on neck. It appears to be some kind of basswood or something. It's super light, and it's like a big swimming pool route in here. But obviously you can see, and I'll see if I can get this up a little bit closer for you. This is a pretty cool setup switching wise. There are individual switches for each pickup. The treble, the bass, and they call discant the middle one. Okay, so you have that one. There is a master volume. We'll get to this in a minute. There is an individual tone for each pickup. There is also a veritone with a center and then 2 settings towards the treble side and 2 settings towards the bass side. It's all original wiring. It's never been cut into. I took the pick guard off today and cleaned up the pots, and you know, there's no scratchy stuff. We made sure we cleaned all that out and everything. It has at the bottom of the neck right here your truss rod adjustment. I did have to shim the neck to get it a little bit more playable, because over the years, you know, this was a very inexpensive guitar, especially for what it does at the time. So, you know, the quality of the neck and stuff, I had to work with it to get it a little bit straighter, and had to shim it a little funny and stuff to get it to play good. But, and the action's still a little bit high, but you know, for what it is, it kind of makes sense. So it's really interesting. This is your bass line for your whole tone right here, because you have this this veritone here, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then you have this is your bass line. Then you can still adjust all your tones, and of course your master volume. You can switch your pickups on and off. Then there is an interesting switch right here, solo rhythm switch. There's a resistor on here that basically, when it's in the rhythm position, it cuts. There's a resistor and a capacitor. It's almost like a it's sort of like a treble bleed circuit, but it's not, because it is then hooked up to a pot right here with a like a tweaker screw on it that sets how much level boost is between your solo and your rhythm. You can set that with this pot right here. This is all factory stuff. This came out in like 1972, 73, something like that. The extra little pot in the middle. These guitars were started to be made, I believe, in 63, 64, but it did not have that in it until later. These pickups are actually single coil pickups. You can see that they've got screw pulls on one side and a blade in the middle. There's a plate in the middle, and the coil actually goes around, and these screws actually sit outside the coil, which is really kind of interesting. I did not take these apart, but I have seen these Hofner pickups apart before, and they are they're very cool. The other thing is it's got like a Jaguar style tremolo on it. I do not have the arm for this particular example. There is felt underneath this bridge piece right here to keep this dampened, which is very interesting. And then the bridge is very interesting because the saddles have they're like acrylic or Lexan or something. They're clear, and then the strings go over it. The only kind of design flaw, well, I don't know if the whole thing's a design flaw or if it's really cool, but the only thing I don't like about the guitar is that the saddles are loose in there. So you actually can just like bump them back and forth to set your intonation. And there's screws on the bottom of the bridge that are supposed to tighten those up, but they don't do a very good job of it. So you got to be careful with that. So I think when you restring this stuff, you're always going to have to touch those to make sure that your intonation is correct. But let me just show you some cool sounds. Apologize for bumping the camera. This thing is really neat. Today I am using my Fuchs 4 Aces amp because it's got really tiny baby tubes in it. It's a real low wattage amp, and when you drive it, it's real fuzzy. Well, it's not real fuzzy sounding, but with this guitar, it is. So it just kind of gives you that, I don't know, real crunchy fuzzy sound. So this is let's see, let's pick up, there's your bridge pickup on the rhythm side. Turn the volume up. Let's turn our tones up, I guess. Let's see. That's in the middle, so if we go all the way to the treble side, and we go all the way to the bass side, my favorite position actually is the middle. So here's a really interesting thing. So now we have this solo rhythm switch up here. So if I turn this over to solo now, now that's on the clean channel on my amp, but because it's 4 watts, you notice how much it boosts and it really hits the amp hard. So watch what happens when you play it on like the dirty side of the channel. That's really cool, man. And I messed with this pot to like kind of balance it out and stuff to make it, it's almost actually all the way maxed, but it's a really neat feature. And then here's the dirty side. If we go 2 clicks to the treble, and then there's the middle again. Now this is what I was talking about, the fuzzy kind of stuff, like it's just really wild how you can, I've only used the bridge pickup so far. So if you do that, for instance, that bass setting, tone knob all the way up, put it on your bridge pickup, or your neck pickup. Like you don't need a fuzz pedal. It's kind of cool. But in the bridge, or in the middle position, it's basically just a normal guitar. If we put it on the rhythm thing, put the neck and the middle on, it's not stratty, but it's not a very clean guitar. I really like the whole dirty side of this thing. It's pretty cool. So anyway, that's the thing, man. It's either 1975 or 1976, and the reason I got to that, Hofner, model number 176 Deluxe, and the reason I got to the 75 or 76 is because earlier than 1972, they had line inlays, like fancier inlays, instead of the dot ones. And right about 1972-73, they did away with those and went to dots. They also gave you this little knob thing here that we talked about. And the most important thing is in 1975 and 76, Hoffner didn't put any serial numbers on anything. So there's no documentation on the guitar at all whatsoever. So that's just kind of leading me to believe that it is a 75 or 76. But it's 100% in playable condition now. I'm actually going to take it and play it tonight. I'm meeting the owner to give it back to him, and I'm going to try to steal it for a song or two because this thing is very, very cool. Anyway, my name is Dylan. This has been DylanPickups. This is what we've got on the bench today, and I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you later. Have a good one. Check us out at DylanPickups.com, YouTube.com/DylanPickups, and Facebook.com/DylanPickups. Thanks a lot.